Hi.
We are back to Pasir Ris Campsite 1.
Yep.
But we are not camping today.
Sadly.
Camping is still not allowed. We hope to be able to camp soon. But today we are talk about first aid for campers.
Okay.
Previously we talked about first aid for hikers.
Yeah.
So today maybe we will discuss about the common injuries for campers in Singapore's context.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. Edgar?
Okay, I would say for camping, right, you will definitely be cooking. Yeah. So a common thing that could happen is getting cut. Yeah. Especially by your knife while you are trying to prepare your food. So being prepared would be very useful. So you can actually have with you some gauze and bandage, right? So that after applying direct pressure onto the wound, you can actually bandage it up. And if sadly, worst case, the bleeding won't stop, then you will have to seek medical attention. Yeah. So, but having said that, right, as I mentioned in the previous video, be careful, be safe. So don't rush into things. So prevention is definitely better than cure, and you don't want to spend the rest of your camp having a cut. Yeah. So accidents do happen. So just be prepared for it. And along with that, right, on the topic of cooking, there's a possibility that we might get burn and scald. Okay, for that, right, what I would say is to run the part where the burn or scald is under tap water for maybe 10 minutes or until the pain subsides, and make sure that you are safe away from the source of heat. And if it's serious, right, seek medical attention immediately. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the best thing, because we're talking about burn or scald, right, and it's skin, right. So seek medical attention if it's more than a minor one. Yeah, and just be prepared for it. However, don't use ice. Okay, I heard of instances where people use ice, right, and apply it to the burn or scald, right. Don't do that. Yeah, that's not a solution. Yeah, I get the idea that because it's the opposite of the burn and the scald being hot, right. Yeah, people might think that the solution is something cold like ice, right. No.
Okay, what about toothpaste?
Oh, another no. And I know where that comes from. We are talking about especially toothpaste which is minty, that leaves that cold sensation, right. So people have the idea that it will cool down the burn or scald area, right. No, don't do that. It might cause further harm than help, actually. So stay away from ice and toothpaste. Yeah,
Okay.
for that. Just wash it under tap water for that time period. In the absence of a tap, right, use normal temperature water. Yeah, to cool. Yeah.
Okay, sure. And what about cuts? When we cook, we cut vegetables, we cut steak or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I think cuts, we can use a normal sterilized gauze, bandage, and plaster, right?
Okay, it depends on the size of the cut now. Yeah. Because if let's say it's maybe like 0.5 cm, I don't think you want to bring out the gauze and all that, especially if there's just a bit of bleeding. Yeah. So it depends on the cut. Yeah. So it's always good to have plasters of various sizes. Yeah. Whether it's for cuts or abrasions and all that, and also gauze and ruler bandages to keep it secure in place, right? Yeah, it's best to have that in your first aid kit.
So maybe you can share with us your first aid kit. Is it any difference from the previous one for hikers?
Okay, currently the first aid kit is the same. It's still in progress. I will be adding some items in the near future, but so far it's the same. Yeah, my latex gloves, triangular bandage, roller bandage. I actually have 4 triangular bandages here and 2 roller bandages. Alright, and the assorted plasters. I also have children's plasters.
With cartoons, correct?
Yes, correct. There's nothing special aside from the cartoon because I realized that children tend to cry when they get cut. So one way to maybe add a bit of cheer, would be cartoon characters.
Sure.
Yeah,
It's good.
yeah. It's nothing special. It's just the thought of it. And I also have scissors. Okay. Why I use this is because firstly there's a rubber tip, so it's safer. So you will not harm yourself further, especially when you are cutting clothes off people. Okay, that may happen in the campsite. Let's say you have hot oil that lands on the torso area. Alright, so after removing the casualty from the source of heat, right, that person has hot oil on their clothing. So before you can render first aid, you need to cut away the clothing that has the hot oil on it, so that you don't you can get to the area where it's scalded or burned, while also removing that source of heat also at the same time, because the oil will still be hot. So having a good pair of scissors is very important. And I also have with me a pair of tweezers, in case you need to extract tiny little things. So this comes very useful. For now, this is my first aid kit.
Okay.
I would not say that this is the be all and all that, but this I've customized it to fit my requirements, needs. So I believe that every individual should customize the first aid kit to fit their needs.
This first aid kit looks quite bulky to me personally.
Okay.
And also some campers, they might not have time to to go and put together a first aid kit. And you also, I think, don't recommend buying off the shelf, right?
Yes, I don't recommend buying off a shelf, is because either the first aid kit, right, may not contain some of the things that you need, and then you will need to buy it. And most of the time, right, the container or pouches that it comes with, right, is produced to store the items that comes with the kit. So then you have items that are running here and there, whereas I chose this pouch because it fits the items that I need. So if it drops and all that, I know for sure almost 90% that the things will be in place now. So also the first aid kit may not contain the items that you need.
Sure.
I know there are some places where they sell first aid kits for outdoors usage. I still believe that it may carry extra and also not carry the things that you would personally need. According to your needs.
From my experience, I've seen people, whether it's hiking or cycling or camping, they do not have any first aid kit in their bag or packs.
Alright.
So for whatever reason,
Yes.
but there should not be an excuse. The other day I was in the store. I found this off the shelf.
Alright.
I'm not saying that it's wrong.
Yeah.
This costs only two bucks.
Okay.
Two Singapore dollars, ringgit, six ringgit, US dollar, less than $2.
Alright.
And it is first aid kit and it's very lightweight. It's very convenient, and it's packed in this plastic container which is water resistant, and it has some basic plaster, a small one. Alright, and of course this tape.
Yeah, tape. Useful.
And sterilized gauze, which is
Yeah.
pretty good, right?
Sterile. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is a bigger plaster.
Okay. Yeah, this is useful, especially when the area of coverage, right,
Bigger, right?
Needs to be bigger.
Yeah, and this is the relief prep pad. It's just alcohol swabs.
Alright,
Yeah,
okay.
and then this is the wet wipes, maybe to clean wounds or whatever,
Yeah,
or cuts or whatever. Yeah. So this is only $2, and so no excuse for you to not to have at least one first aid kit, and then you start to build your proper first aid kit that suit your needs.
Yeah.
Right?
And if I remember correctly, I've actually seen this on their shelves, and also along with that, right, they sell also separately plasters and all those, so you can actually add on or resupply it.
That's
so
right.
that the container doesn't go to waste. Yeah, it's a good deal
Sure,
actually
sure.
for a simple
Simple,
one.
yeah. It's good.
Yeah. But of course, personally, I find it's good to customize.
Yeah.
Especially when we are talking about outdoor activities like hiking and camping. Yeah.
I believe some hikers or campers,
Yes.
they might want to include not in a proper first aid, but in their bag, some
personal,
personal ointment, Panadol, painkillers. Do you think that at least help?
Okay, we are talking about personal consumption.
Yeah.
Okay, personal consumption is alright. As long as you have used it before, you know that you have no allergic reaction to it.
Like Hong Yu lah, like
Or
really hot
medicated.
lah, yeah.
Okay, that's personal.
Yeah.
That's personal. Yeah. But from a first aider point of view, I don't advise using it on others. Alright. Firstly, because we don't know whether there's a allergic reaction and all that. So I will stick to the principle of keeping it basic lah. I mean, in terms of rendering first aid on others, because we are not trained medically in that aspect. So for your own personal consumption, it's fine as long as you know that you have no allergic reaction to it. Yeah.
Okay, what about because I don't see this item in your first aid. What about those antiseptic cream or antiseptic lotion for minor cuts? Do you think we should be good to have that in the first aid kit?
Okay. That's personal also. Yeah. It depends on the individual whether you want it or not. And just my advice, if you do have one, make sure that you're not allergic to it. And also, all this have a expiry date.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of hard to keep track on it.
Yeah.
So what you can do is, and sometimes there might be the situation where it fades off the packaging or whatever it could be. So before you actually use it, take a photo of it. Then at the same time, you can maybe set an alarm or so. I'm not sure how that will work out, which tells you maybe it will sound the alarm a week or so ahead of the expiry date, so that you know that, oh, I need to get this replaced. Because something that's expired won't be much of a help. But also bear in mind that personal consumption.
Okay, for campers, besides cuts, burn,
And scalds.
scalds, and there is a small possibility of insect bites,
Okay.
You know, it could be centipedes, scorpion, or even snakes.
All right.
Right. But personally, I don't like snakes. Yeah. But
Okay.
unlikely I will get bitten by snake.
All right.
But in the event of snake bite, you know, in the campsite or even hiking, you
Okay,
know,
yeah.
what is your advice?
Okay. What I can advise is that try to remain calm. Okay. Try to wash that the side where the bite happened. Cover it up with something sterile, and in the absence of something sterile, you can use maybe a clean towel or so, yeah, to cover it. Then, if possible, if you can't identify the snake, take a photo or video. This will help the paramedics and doctors when they render assistance for the casualty lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
If I want to be gung ho, can I
Okay.
suck out the venomous and save the life of my friend?
okay,
And gung ho, you know.
gung ho.
Yeah.
I think you'll probably add on one more casualty to the situation. Yeah. Okay. It's a definitely no. Alright. Firstly, when we are talking about snake bite, right? The fangs will have sunk into the flesh, right? It will penetrate your skin. So it is very unlikely that you can suck out any venom. If you actually venture to do it right, I would say the venom that you actually remove are those on the leftover on the surface, which might happen as the fangs are removed or what, right? And that's not going to help either. Yeah. And also, you are putting something venomous into your mouth. That's dangerous and foolish also. And what if you have an ulcer or bleeding gums and all that, right? Something that's open. Anyway, even if you don't have, right, you're exposing yourself to danger unnecessarily.
Sure.
Yeah, it is not about love and care and concern for a friend or family member. Yeah, you're not helping the situation by doing that. So
Basically, don't do that, basically.
yeah, don't do that.
Okay.
Just do the basics.
Yeah.
Get seek medical
Sure.
help. Yeah,
That's a wise thing to do.
yeah,
Yeah.
the best thing to do.
Yeah.
In fact, and also have some basic knowledge about wildlife in Singapore or elsewhere.
Sure.
Like for example, one way is to be safe lah. As what I will always advise, keep a distance away from all this wildlife. Appreciate their beauty and all that from a safe distance. Yeah, don't go and provoke them, and be safe. And as I always advise, try to get yourself certified in standard first aid, not for the certification or certificate itself, but for the knowledge, so that you can apply the knowledge in the right way and help yourself and help others.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's one more item. This is not
Okay.
inside there. That is tourniquet, because
Okay.
we have quite a number of bushcraft friends.
Yes.
That they use big blades, axe,
Hatchets.
machete and hatchets. Big blades. So the cuts will be deep and big.
Okay.
So do you think tourniquet will be useful in a first aid kit?
Okay. Tourniquets will be useful if you know how to use it. Yeah. So you need to know where to apply the tourniquet, how, and all other stuff. So if you do not know, even if you have 3 or 4 in your first aid kit, right, that's not going to help anything. Yeah. So what I would advise is to only have it if you really know how to use it.
Yeah.
Because you can get a mini hospital or triage in your bag, right? But without the proper knowledge to use the items, right, it's not going to help.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Thanks, Edgar. Edgar is not our, it's a certified first aid instructor. So if you have any comments or you think we miss out any items or please leave your comments below, and we hope to see you outdoors, outside, camping or hiking.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I know a lot. It's a journey of learning for everyone. It's just what we can all put on the table to share with one another.
All right. So okay, see you outside. Thank you
Camp
for joining
safely.
us.